Welcome to Cupid's Logic, where love meets predictive intelligence. We decode attraction, conflict, attachment, and compatibility, so you can know if it will last before you commit.
Welcome to Cupid's Logic. I am your host, Craig Pruitt, and today we are diving into the shared week simulation, a 7-day accelerated forecast you can run before you move in together.
Let's get serious for a moment. Imagine signing a lease, buying furniture, and then, 3 months in, realizing that your sleep schedules, money habits, and even how you fight are quietly pulling you apart. That delayed realization costs time, stress, and sometimes a relationship. I want to tell you about a different path, one where you test shared life first, so you don't discover the worst parts behind boxes and unpaid bills.
Here's the promise. Run a focused, realistic 7-day simulation and you'll get clarity, measurable signals, and conversation-ready data about whether living together will deepen your bond or quietly erode it. You won't get perfection, but you'll get better information than hope and a few heartfelt conversations. That clarity is what saves months or years of guesswork.
So, what is a shared week simulation? At its core, it's intentional compression. You intentionally recreate the routines and friction points of cohabitation over 7 days. Think sleep rhythms, morning and evening routines, who does which chores, how money flows, digital boundaries, guest nights, and at least one planned stress night. You're not acting, you're living as closely to real life as possible, with agreed observation rules and a light scoring rubric to turn impressions into data.
Why condense daily life? Because many structural incompatibilities don't show up in talk. People can be charming in conversation, but routines reveal priorities and coping patterns. A partner might say they're tidy, but routines expose whether they really reset shared spaces after a stressful day. Condensing those routines into a week surfaces patterns quickly instead of waiting for slow erosion to appear. You get to observe consistency under normal conditions and under small planned stressors. Now, let's design the week. Start by agreeing the domains you'll test: sleep and wake schedules, chore distribution and expectations, financial routines like bill splitting and shared groceries, digital boundaries like device sharing and privacy, guest and social rhythms, and at least one stress night where external pressure is simulated, such as a tight budget dinner or a work crunch evening. Assign roles realistically. If you're planning shared chores, don't suddenly outsource everything. Live the arrangement you expect after moving in. If one partner typically handles bills, try reversing roles for a day so you both know the process. Create realistic scenarios: a week where one partner has an early morning shift, a day with unexpected guests, a midweek stress night when someone receives bad news. The goal is to surface how routines adapt when life asks a little more.
Execution rules matter. Agree before you start. Be honest, commit to the schedule, and keep note-taking neutral, no judgment in the logs. Use a shared checklist or voice memos to record what happened, who cleaned what, who covered which bill, how disputes were resolved, how comfortable each person felt about privacy, and what was surprising. Keep the tone low pressure. This is an experiment, not a trial. If emotions spike, put a soft stop, step away for 20 minutes, and return with a short debrief rather than letting the moment escalate.
Record both objective actions and subjective reactions. Objective: who washed dishes, who paid which bill, whether guests were cleared in advance. Subjective: how respected did you feel? How safe was your privacy? Did you feel drained or energized by shared time? Use short voice notes or a 3-question daily check-in. What went well? What felt hard? What surprised me? Those 3 questions will create conversation-ready data at the end of the week.
Now, scoring and interpretation. Keep it simple. I recommend a 3-tier rubric per domain. Green for consistent alignment, yellow for mismatches that are repairable with clear agreement or small habits, and red for structural mismatch that hints at ongoing conflict risk. For example, if sleep schedule differences are green, you both adjusted without tension. If they're yellow, one partner needs quiet while the other needs late-night noise, but both are willing to negotiate. Red would be daily unresolved conflict about sleep where one partner refuses to change or compromise. Set thresholds before you start. If 3 or more domains are red, treat that as a structural warning. 2 yellows, or 1 red plus 2 yellows, calls for a second simulation or a targeted repair plan. Remember, red doesn't always mean breakup. It means structural risk that requires honest conversation and possibly professional help. Use the rubric to avoid guessing. You're translating habits into probabilities, not verdicts. Be aware of risks. Performative behavior is real. People can game the experiment to pass it. Mitigate that by framing the week as research, not an audition. Run 2 simulations if you're worried about short sample error, and include at least one planned stress scenario to surface low-frequency problems. Also watch for confirmation bias. If you want the relationship to work badly enough, you may interpret ambiguous data favorably. Use the rubric and an honest debrief script to counter that tendency. After the week, hold a structured debrief. Start with what surprised you, then what felt unsurprising, then decide next steps. If most domains are green, celebrate and plan a timeline for moving in. If you see yellows, choose 2 specific habits or agreements to work on for 4 weeks and revisit. If reds dominate, pause major commitments and consider couples coaching or more simulation runs. The key is to use data to guide conversation, not to weaponize it. I can relate to the anxiety here. Moving in is both exciting and risky. But you're not bad at relationships because patterns repeat. You just haven't had a clear way to test them. This simulation gives you a repeatable, science-friendly method to turn anxious hope into measurable information. Recap. Design realistic scenarios across key domains. Agree on observation rules. Use a simple green, yellow, red rubric. Mitigate performative and sampling risks. And debrief with curiosity, not accusation. If you want the template we talked about, the exact daily check-ins, rubric, and a prism-informed interpretation guide, visit cupidslogic.com and download the Shared Week Simulation template. It's free and built to help you make a clearer decision before you sign a lease. Are you ready for the truth? If you are, run the experiment. If you're not sure, run it anyway and let the data guide the conversation. Either way, you'll move from hoping to knowing. Thanks for listening to Cupid's Logic. Remember, you're not bad at relationships. You've been flying blind.
This has been Cupid's Logic. Stop flying blind in love. Visit cupidslogic.com and let the Prism engine reveal what your relationship data already knows.